So you have an online tea business and you need help getting those sales. Maybe you've just built it, maybe you hired a contractor, you run ads, and you just can't get that sale, or at least repeated customers, and you need help. My name is Fernando. I'm the founder and CEO of Zen Tea House. I started my tea business back in 2012. I started selling online, and the first year was difficult. Second year, we did more. Third year, I kind of knew what I was doing. I think by my fifth or sixth year, I hit 60,000. We're now doing hundreds of thousands online, and I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and I'm going to share with you the very best content I could possibly offer besides being in person. Very best content, because I just got back from a 1 week trip, and this was the thing that kept popping through my mind, because I have wholesale accounts, customers who we private label and drop ship to their customers, even who are even outside the country. They pay a pretty penny for the shipping, and they want help. We built the platform, but they're just not sure how to make those sales, and they want us to do it for them. And what the closest thing I can do it for them for free is explain it through videos. So hope you find this helpful. If so, let me know in the comment below. I like the comments. Those are probably the most useful. Likes and shares are good too. So let's get started. Number one, if you're not using artificial intelligence, you really need to use it, because AI is going to help you get directed on what you want to do. Now, I have a video that I did critiquing the 8 references on how to increase online tea sales with a Shopify website, because most people who start off, they use a Shopify website. Shopify is easy, and if you've already built a website through another platform, Wix or whatever the other platforms are, WooCommerce is the one we use, work with that, because the fundamentals don't change regardless of where you're at. So number one is you need to get really good at being online. If you're not a computer person, then use AI to help you to get better at being a computer person. Say, AI, I don't know anything about online tea business. Give me videos on how to get started. Hey, what are the top 5 things that you need to do to get better at using AI? Those type of tools that are being developed right now are changing everything. You don't have to hire a guy like me to help you with your online sales. Now, granted, I'm going to do a way better job than the generic AI response that's essentially offering the same type of advice to every single person. You really want someone customized just for you, because if you notice with AI, it has its issues. Now it's getting better and better, and the issues of AI today are only for today. It's only going to get better, and until then, you'll really want that customization. So number one, get used to using AI and ask all the questions. That's one of the videos that I share with the people who sign up with me, is you got to start using that AI stuff. Number two is you need to start living, eating, and breathing and sleeping like an online online website. You have a tea business, but if you're only selling online, or your only transactions are virtual, then having the cafe, don't think like a cafe person. Don't think like a person who's setting up and doing shop. Don't think like a cold caller. You need to think like a computer person, someone who's thinking like that. And if you're like, no, I'm not that tech savvy, well, guess what? You chose an industry, online sales, where you want to be. And yes, it's far more inexpensive than opening up a cafe or a warehouse or setting up shop anywhere. It's much easier because you could do it from a phone. You can set everything up really quickly. You don't need employees, and this online business runs 24/7. I love that. You want to understand and start thinking like an online web developer. And this is not advice that I hear from people who are talking about building Shopify websites. Maybe it's because they're younger than me, or maybe that's just they're in that wormhole of tech people. But most people who are starting their online tea businesses are not really good at the online stuff. They're good at the tea stuff, but not the online stuff. At least many of the people I've worked with. But even the younger people that I've worked with, people who are in their 20s and their teens who started tea businesses, they didn't understand the jump to running an online business. And so if you want to increase your online sales, you need to start thinking, what kind of AI, how does AI help me? And it's just asking questions. Number 2 is you need to start thinking like a virtual person, like a tech person. Those 2 things right there will probably change the trajectory of how you are running your online business. In 2020, before the shutdown, COVID shutdown, and I was here in LA, okay, we were doing, I think, 70 plus farmers markets a week. We're doing over $1 million in sales and just cash revenue. We had to switch. In the year 2020, Zen's Tea House was switched from being a farmers market pop-up business, even though it had its warehouse and retail store. We switched from being that type of business to an online tea business. And that changed a lot. The rules have changed. Virtually everyone is now shopping online. Unless you're the grandmas and the boomers, which we have those customers, they'll call us. But even then, they're calling their kids and their grandkids to walk them through the process to use this phone. And typically, even older people will still use technology in one way or another to make those sales. So that's the 2 biggest advice, right? Now let's get into the fundamentals, the real fun stuff that ChatGPT will not answer, that these Shopify gurus and online web people just don't talk about. And I know this is specifically for tea, but the fundamentals don't change. You need to do email marketing. You need to capture people's emails and phone numbers and contact and then engage with them right away. If you don't, you are catching a person and then you're forgetting their name and they're forgetting you. So you need to be really actively seeking to connect with customers virtually. And that's through email marketing and text message marketing. And that type of marketing is way more effective than running ads. Running ads is a different type of platform. I don't suggest running ads. We help people with running ads, but I don't suggest that because it typically costs more money and time. But if you want to pay that time and money, you're like, I can do it, go ahead. But my suggestion is you faithfully do a good job with your text message and your email marketing. That right there will change everything. And it's something that I've spent a lot of time and money into. That was number 3. Number 4, the last part, is actually engaging in customers' face-to-face interaction. Now, if you never had any customers, how do you do that? Well, then you need to get good at sales. You need to get rejected. You need to be okay with being uncomfortable. You need to be okay with spending money on things to get in front of customers to know that they might reject you. That's a mental block for a lot of people. And I understand that this entrepreneurial route is probably where most people drop off. Many people will start a business and never get past that $100 mark where they make over $100 or over $1,000 or $100,000 or $1 million, whatever it is. They typically never get to a mark where they can replace their income, and then they drop off. If you are already there, which chances are you're not. Chances are you're looking up this information. You're trying to get really good at knowing what you have to do before you get there. Guess what? The person who is foolish enough to take the chance, even though they are not qualified, they're just willing to put themselves out there because they know that if they don't try, they're not going to make it. Those people will succeed far beyond the person who has the perfect plan, has the most money. This is why a lot of people who are first-time millionaires, self-made millionaires, are immigrants, or they're first-generation wealth, because they've come from a place where they just got to make it work. And so if you're going online business and you're selling tea, understand that you're entering a world that's very easy to enter into. And so you have to put in that 10,000 hours of email marketing, 10,000 hours of videos, 10,000 hours of learning how to sell online. It's a new world, and it's something that isn't going to change. More and more people are going to be using the internet. The boomers who do not use the internet are dying off, and they're being replaced by a new generation who has grown up with the internet. And if they're the youngest generation, then they grew up with the phone in their hand, and they're really, really good at it. And eventually those young people are going to learn how to build an online tea business way better than you, who does not want to use AI or think about using an online business, or is afraid of failure. Because young people are typically not afraid of failure, and they're typically way better at using technology. And that's why the people who are leading my AI and my email marketing are younger than me. and I benefit and suffer the consequences from hiring those people, because being younger has its own issues. If you're older and you're seasoned, you know what works, then great. I hope this video is helpful. I made it in one shot. I just got back from Maui, and I was thinking, what do I create to help out my wholesalers, my franchisees, my customers who have their own tea customers. I hope this is helpful. God bless you. Hope you have a great rest of the year. And if you are in August, then just know by then you best be working on your Black Friday campaigns and funnels. All right. If you need help with that, email me, Fernando@zenstea.com. Found this video helpful? Let me know in the comments below.